Dear students, we are discussing the second lesson, units and measurement. In the first video, we discussed fundamental and derived units. In the second video, we discussed uh, plane angle and solid angle and their SI units. In the third video, we discussed measurement of a distance or length. In that, we considered small distance and very large distances. We discussed methods, indirect method to find very large distances, that is the parallax method, and triangular method. Triangular method was for large distances and parallax method was for very large distances. It was found very useful. Next, in the present video, since we discussed measurement of very large distances, now we should consider measurement of very small distances. That is, we should be able to determine diameter of a molecule. So our present topic is estimation of very small distances. For example, we want to find diameter of a molecule. Okay. Previously, we considered under direct method several operators. Let us see what was their least count. Least count of vernier meter scale was just 1 millimeter. Milli means 10 power minus 3 meter. It's the least count. It means your meter scale cannot measure length less than this value. Next, vernier calipers. It can measure up to 10 power minus 4 meters only. What about screw gauge or sperometer? It can measure up to 10 power minus 5 meter only. Then what is the size of a molecule? Size of a molecule or diameter of a molecule is from 10 power minus 8 meter to 10 power minus 10 meters. But see, out of the three operators, screw gauge is sensitive, but its least count is only up to 10 power minus 5 meter. So it cannot measure diameter of a molecule. So we should go for alternative methods. You may say microscope is invented, and you can see various you can see bacteria, virus, and blood cells under microscope, and that microscope works under visible light. So it is called optical microscope. A microscope which makes use of visible light is called optical microscope. Visible light means VIBGYOR, 7 colors. VIBGYOR. These 7 colors are written in the increasing order of wavelength. Violet color is having a wavelength of 4000 angstroms. Red color is having a wavelength of 7000 angstroms. Now, let us concentrate on the lowest value, 4000 angstrom. 1 angstrom means 10 power minus 10 meters. Okay. Now, what is the wavelength of violet color? Let us see. 4000 multiplied by 1 angstrom means 10 power minus 10 meters. That gives 4 into 10 power. Here 10 power plus 3, 3 minus 10, 10 power minus 7 meters you get. Or you can write dividing numerator and denominator by 10, 0.4 into 10 power minus 8 meters. 0.4, 10 power minus 8 meters. See, 0.4 means less than 1. 0.4 means less than 1. So, we cannot take in this way. Only this one. If you take this one, see, size of molecule is starting from 10 power minus 8 meters. So, you cannot find size of a molecule using optical microscope. Optical microscope. If the size of the molecule is less than this, if the size of a molecule is less than 4 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meters, we cannot measure. So when 4000 angstroms can be written as 0.4 into 10 to the power of minus 8 meter, this is 7000 angstrom can be written as 0.7 into 10 to the power of minus 8 meter. Of course, 0.7 means it is nearer to 1. It is nearer to 1. Okay, it means your optical microscope can measure sizes up to 10 power minus 8 meters. If size of molecule is less than this, for example, if it is 10 power minus 9 meter, or if it is 10 power minus 10 meter, the optical microscope cannot measure. Only up to 10 power minus meters it can measure. That's why later on electron microscope was developed. See, in this electron microscope, electrons are first collimated into a sharp beam, and afterwards applying some voltage, they are accelerated, and see, applying the electric and magnetic field, they are focused, and applying some electric voltage, potential difference, they are accelerated. And when they travel at a large velocity, de Broglie waves are produced. They are called matter waves. When small particles move with large velocities, waves are produced. See here, around atom, around nucleus, protons, neutrons are there. Around nucleus, electrons will be moving in various orbits. So in the orbit, electrons are moving very fast. Therefore, de Broglie waves are produced. De Broglie waves are produced. In your chemistry also you get this topic. Okay. So when in electron microscope, electrons are accelerated, they travel with large velocities, therefore waves are produced, and the wavelength of the de Broglie waves is a fraction of an angstrom. Here the waves produced will have wavelength of which order? Lambda of de Broglie waves will be of the order of fraction of 1 angstrom. It can be 0.6 angstroms, for example. It means what? Up to 0.6 angstroms it can measure. 0.6 angstrom means 0.6 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. 0.6 means it is nearer to 1. So up to nearer to the 10 power minus, at least it can measure 10 power minus 9 meters. So there is an improvement compared to optical microscope. Okay. So further improvement is you can observe in tunneling microscope. Using this tunneling microscope you can measure up to 10 power minus 10 meters also. So in this way the microscope is improvised, it was upgraded so by adopting various methods. Now you are able to find size, you are able to estimate very small distances up to 10 power minus 10 meters also. But now we are going to discuss a simple activity, a very simple activity, and using that activity you are going to determine diameter of a molecule. A simple method to estimate molecular size of, we are choosing here oleic acid molecule. You don't need optical microscope, electron microscope or tunneling microscope. Just a simple activity. Using that activity you are going to find diameter of oleic acid molecule. How? Let us see. You take just 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid. 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid. To that you add 19 centimeter cube of alcohol. Suppose this is a solute, this is a solvent, because this dissolves in alcohol. So a solution is prepared. 1 plus 19, 20. So you get 20 centimeter cube of solution. Okay. In 20 centimeter cube of solution, how much oleic acid is there? 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid is there. So in 20 centimeter cube of solution, if 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid is there, in 1 cm cube of solution, how much oleic acid will be there? You just send this 20 to this side. So you get 1 by 20 cm cube of oleic acid. Right? Okay, now see, from this solution you take just 1 centimeter cube of solution. You don't take all the 20 centimeter cube of solution. Out of this solution you just take 1 centimeter cube of solution. Just 1 cm cube solution you take. To this you once again add 19 centimeter cube of alcohol. 1 plus 19, 20. 20. Okay. See here, from this you have taken 1 cm cube of solution. No? In this 1 cm cube of solution, how much oleic acid is there? 1 by 20. This is having 1 by 20 cm cube of oleic acid. Okay. Now, in 20 cm cube of solution, 1 by 20 cm cube of oleic acid is there. In 1 cm cube of solution, how much oleic acid will be there? You send this 20 to that side. So 1 cm cube solution has 20 taken to this side. So this time 1 cm cube of solution will contain 1 by 20 into 20 cm cube of alcohol. Okay, you take this solution. Okay, now see 20 cm cube of solution is there, no? You take a dropper and you draw some amount of solution with the help of dropper, and afterwards you take a beaker. In that beaker you take water, and now what you are going to do, you will be dropping this solution dropwise into the water. Now see, suppose one drop of this solution has its volume is suppose V centimeter cube. One drop, see, from this liquid falls dropwise, no? Dropwise. So each drop will have V centimeter cube. Suppose if each drop has V centimeter cube of volume, you allowed n drops to fall into the water. So n drops volume will be how much? N by 1 into V, that is NV cm cube. NV cm cube. So you are pouring NV cm cube of this solution over the water. Okay, see, if you pour NVCm cube of oleic acid over the water, solution, NVCm cube of solution over the water, in this NVCm cube solution, how much oleic acid is there? NV into 1 cm cube solution. NV into 1 cm cube of the solution has 1 by 20 into 20 cm cube of oleic acid. So here you have poured this solution, NV centimeter cube of solution. So it forms a layer over the water surface, and what happens? All the alcohol gets evaporated. Only oleic acid remains, and that oleic acid will be forming a single layer. See, it will be like this. All the oleic acid molecules will be like this. On the water surface, mono layer, mono means what? One. See, only one row of oleic acid molecules will be there. Over this, you do not have another row of oleic acid molecules, only single row. Then you say mono layer. So now it is very easy to find, say, if you find the thickness of the layer, suppose this is the thickness. This is the thickness of the layer. The thickness of the layer will be diameter of the molecule. Diameter of the molecule. See, when you pour the solution over the water, it will form a circle shape. It will form a circle shape on the water surface. It will be like this. It will be like this with this much thickness. With this much thickness. like this. So this is nothing but a cylinder. What is the formula for volume of a cylinder? Base area into height. Volume of cylinder. Actually, you remember it as pi r square h. See, the base is a circle and the base area is nothing but pi r square. This is nothing but base area. Therefore, capital A into h. Or you can write here, instead of h, you can write T. T stands for thickness. A into T. So here what? This is volume. This is volume. See here, the volume is ready here. You have dropped n, using this dropper you have allowed n drops to fall onto the water. Therefore, the n drops volume will be this much. So here in place of volume, let me write NV into 1 by 20 into 20 cm cube is equal to base area into thickness. See here, if base area is known, if capital V is known, if number of drops is known, then substituting the n value, v value and a value, you can find t value. And that t value is nothing but, see, let me write t is equal to NV by 20 into 20. This A taken this side, capital A. So all the values are taken in centimeter, therefore thickness also will be in centimeter. So you will get the diameter of oleic acid molecule by substituting the values. See, n means what? Number of drops. How many drops you dropped into the water, that you know. Capital V means what? The volume of one drop, that you can measure using a measuring jar. Capital A, that is the base area. See, in what area it has occupied over the water surface, that area can be calculated. So substituting the values, you can find the diameter of the oleic acid molecule. Our next topic is range of lengths. Range of lengths means we should consider smaller lengths to larger lengths. As far as smaller lengths are concerned, you can consider size of nucleus, lowest value, and a little bit more than this means size of atom. Do you know what is the size of nucleus? Size of nucleus is from 10 to the power of minus 15 meter to 10 to the power of minus 14 meter. Its range. Size of nucleus. Size of atom is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. So, to represent such small values, special units are chosen. There is one unit called Fermi. One Fermi is equal to 10 power minus 15 meter. So it means what? Size of nucleus is 1 Fermi. Right. Another unit is chosen. 1 angstrom. it is written as 1 capital like this. And this is equal to 10 power minus 10 meters. So it means what? Size of atom is 1 angstrom. Okay. Now smaller lengths over. Now let us go for larger lengths. For example, distance of sun from earth. If you want that, let me draw a diagram. How earth moves around sun. You know very well, it moves around sun in elliptic path. If this is an ellipse, it will have two focal points. And at one of the focal points, the sun is located. This is sun. And suppose this is our earth. This is our earth. And this earth is moving around sun. At this position, the distance between sun and earth is largest. As it is moving, the distance is gradually decreasing, and in this position the distance is smallest, and again the distance is gradually increasing. Therefore, see, the distance between sun and earth is changing. Therefore, we take average distance. The average distance between sun and earth is taken as 1 astronomical unit. The average distance between sun and earth is 1.496 into 10 power 11 meters, and that is denoted by 1 AU, and that is called 1 astronomical unit. See, astronomical unit is a larger unit, and it is defined as average distance between sun and earth. Similarly, another larger unit is taken, that is called 1 light year, and it is represented by 1 LY. And 1 light year is defined as distance traveled by light in 1 year time. You know very well that the speed of light c is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. It means what? In 1 second it travels how much distance? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters of distance it travels. It travels this much distance in 1 second. So, in 1 year, 1 year means 365 1 by 4 days. (365) 1 by 4 into 1 day. For 1 day is equal to 86,400 seconds. So in 1 second it travels this much distance. In so many seconds it travels how much distance? So if you calculate, you will get the value as you will get this value. 9.46 into 10 power 15 meter. So this is second unit for larger distances. First unit was astronomical unit. One unit is astronomical unit, which is defined as average distance between sun and earth. And another larger unit is light year, which is defined as distance traveled by light in 1 year time. Now we are having another larger unit, and that is called 1 parsecond. This parsecond unit is larger than light year. And how it is defined? Parsecond is the distance at which average radius of Earth's orbit subtends an angle of 1 arc second. Once you look at the diagram, since this is an ellipse, the distance between sun and earth is changing. If this was a circle, the distance between sun and earth, wherever it is, the distance between sun and earth would be same, and the distance will be called as radius of the orbit. So here the orbit radius is decreasing and increasing. That's why you have taken average value. So the average distance between sun and earth also can be called as average radius of the orbit. And average radius of the orbit is here it is taken as 1 astronomical unit. 1 astronomical unit is defined as average radius of earth orbit. Average radius of, say here the radius value is decreasing and increasing. So you have taken the average of the radius. So the average radius of earth orbit is known as 1 astronomical unit. So in this definition, in parsecond definition, what he says, parsecond is the distance at which average radius of earth orbit. Average radius of earth orbit is nothing but 1 astronomical unit. This 1 astronomical unit is subtending how much angle here? 1 arc second. So if this is 1 astronomical unit and here the angle is 1 arc second, then the distance will be 1 parsecond. In this way it is defined. If arc length is equal to 1 astronomical unit, if radius of the if the angle is 1 arc second, then the radius of the sector will be 1 parsecond. So in this way 1 parsecond is defined. In your textbook on page number 35, under very short answer questions, you please read the 9th question. How many orders of magnitude greater is the radius of the atom as compared to that of the nucleus? It means how many times is larger the radius of atom compared to nucleus, that is asked, no? So that we consider just now. See here, size of nucleus is 10 power minus 15 meters. Size of atom is 10 power minus 10 meters. So what shall we do here? Let us write here. Let us take the ratio. Size of atom is minus 10 meters. Size of nucleus is meters. Meter gets cancelled. 10 power. When minus 15 taken to numerator, you get plus 15. Here minus 10. That is 10 power 5. So size of atom is equal to, you take the size of nucleus to right hand side, size of nucleus into 10 power 5, you got the answer. Size of atom is 10 power 5 times larger than that of nucleus.